position over Oaks here.
Had a late dinner.
Good.
That's all right. Oh, got some pizza. Chatted about farming
Yeah.
because
You
Yeah.
know how COVID's
No.
bullshit and
I felt
got some cinnamon rolls.
absolutely nothing. You know,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I listen to you guys, and it's hard to believe because we're never short of anything.
yeah.
And it's crazy. I mean, and not to show off or
No.
or anything like that, but we're never short of anything. I mean, when we're short on things on the shelves, we notice it, but it's never been dire.
Yeah, it's not dire around here
It's
either.
not dire.
Just certain things are in short supply. That's all.
And,
But yeah, let's
just like the chicken wings and stuff like that. I'm like, we never have anything like that. There's always, I don't know what it is with California, or maybe, you know, the diversity of what we have in the land and
You're
whatever.
a coastal state. You have easier
Yeah.
transportation to you.
Me too. You're getting your Argentinian beef
Yeah.
cheaper because yeah.
Yeah, us landlocked states don't have that. So.
No, and that's the thing. It's not that shit's in short supply though, Jeff. It's that the price has gone up a lot on all of it.
Ice is
Because,
stupid.
yeah.
But let's escape to fantasy land. Getting away from all the nastiness of living in America right now. So we're back with some AD&D first edition. Last session, I guess the session before last, the players that were able to make the game decided to GTFO out of the Temple of Elemental Evil and decided to get as far away from that temple as they could. They had a short stop off, did some leveling, did some purchasing with all the gold that they have, ruining economies left and right, and eventually decided to take some jobs as caravan guards, looting the caravans far enough out that they weren't going to be caught, and traveling as far out of the heart of Greyhawk as possible. So we are embarking now on the Pharaoh series. This is I3, I4, I5 of the original first edition Dungeons & Dragons. Technically, these took place in the Forgotten Realms, or at least the compilation series. That's where they put it. I think originally it could have been dropped anywhere you wanted. So the way I'm going to get you here is this. After having raided your caravan, gotten far outside of the heart of Greyhawk, taking things on your own to see what you can make of life. You have found one, that the deity's call in your head is completely gone. You don't have any problems with dreams anymore. Even the dreams that Groanwolf has been having about your dark mistress, who occasionally takes you on jaunts to the multiverse to do righting some wrongs and leveling the scales out there, hasn't happened in a while. But one of the things you found in the caravan that you ended up turning on and looting was a device sequestered away in a chest. Playing with a bauble, not sure what it was, ended up teleporting you a great distance away. You're actually not sure where you are, though you're still certain that you're in the same world at least. Travelers here do recognize some of the places that you've come from. But you found yourself in a city called Braxar. It's in the middle of a desert. It's an oasis city, so it does have plentiful access to water. It's one of the few cities that does out here. After spending several weeks here, learning a bit of the patios so that you are able to speak a common language here, you find that your gold spins here as good as it does anywhere else. And it is a fine city of entertainments, lights, and all kinds of... Oh, did we lose somebody? We lost Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, yeah.
Hopefully he'll pop back in. All kinds of delights that can be had for the gold that you have aplenty. Let's see if he jumps back on here before we start this next part.
Sure.
So you said we learned a language?
Just it's the local common now. Is what it ends up being. did have a lot in common with the trade tongue you already knew. So it, didn't take but a few weeks to kind of pick up on things.
Okay.
Just like slang and all that.
Mm-hmm. Enough
Okay.
to get concepts across.
Okay. I tried hard to think of a portmanteau for fantasy Egyptian like Spanglish, but it's just not coming. It's just not coming. No, oh shit, Bert. It's Tutankhamun.
Oh my god, I'm gone. I got a thing I gotta go to. I forgot, guys. Sorry.
Fuck yes. My job here is done. I'll be checking out for the rest of the session. My bottle of scotch and I are proud of ourselves.
Oh, you shouldn't be. Oh, you should not be.
I only wish Richard were here so that way he could die live on stream.
So you can see the physical discomfort.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll die enough for the two of us.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dion/Patty. That's amazing. Thank you.
You may get some eye rolls from me, but I appreciate them.
Thank you. Thank you. I know Richard also. It's in good jest. Like
He puns when you're not here. Every session you're not here, he's the pun master.
You know what? I'm glad that he carries the torch. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I try to get one in here or there.
Don't tell him I told you, but
okay. No, Dion,
Give up his dark secret.
Yeah.
You better not check the VOD, Richard.
Yeah.
I try to make up for quantity with quality.
I was gonna say, Oak, you had one the other day. I forget what it was. I think it was like 2 sessions ago. That legitimately, I was just like, well, I'm just not trying for the rest of the night.
He channeled the inner dad.
Yeah.
He had a natural bonus to that. That wasn't fair.
Children must have visited me that day.
You were visited by 3 ghosts of puns in the night.
Well, hopefully he gets back on.
Yeah.
Perhaps
we're on the hex crawl.
Ooh, I love hex crawls. I love them.
You have to have the right group to do them though, because they're not for everybody.
That's fair. Like some people just want like a structured narrative campaign that is just one thing on rails, and you can have that in hex crawls too. It's just I feel you. That's one of the things I like about Mutant Year Zero for Free League is just how hex crawl friendly it is. I'd love to take parts of it and bolt it onto Forbidden Lands and like make the basically like a Gamma World 2.0 out of the two.
All right, Jeff's back finally. All right.
Yay.
So you have been spending several weeks here doing basically nothing more than sampling the delights of the area, getting accustomed to the hot, dry days and the cold, cold nights. So, Patty, your barbarian's been in the environment long enough that you would count as being schooled in the environment.
Yes.
All right. So after spending weeks sampling wines, other fermented products, smoking who knows what, and enjoying the town as a whole with all the the gold that you have brought with you, all of you wake this morning just as the heat of the day is really starting to swelter. You find yourselves wearing nothing but your loincloths, a very simple cloth. You're in the middle of the desert, ringed by soldiers, ring after ring of mounted troops as far as you can see upslope. You've none of your equipment on you, none of your weapons upon you. One of the soldiers that you've come to recognize by his bronze armbands and turbaned head stands before you. He unrolls a scroll and begins to read in the common that you can now understand. Know ye, by order of his majesty, ruler and trustee of the realm, whereas it hath been reported of late to our majesty that certain dark and vile desert raiders have crossed the terrible mountain wastes of the south, over long forgotten paths, thence to raid and pillage our hamlets and towns, and thence disappearing into those same forbidding hills. And whereas our valiant troops have tracked these same vile creatures through the very teeth of that awesome range to the very border of the most accursed land known to the wise as the Desert of Desolation, and being knowledgeable as to the curses of the dead and haunted land, did our host of brave knights wisely halt their pursuit. And furthermore, whereas certain foreign characters whose descriptions match those of the very group here assembled, as he looks at all of you, at my most honored and revered request, were seen in the vicinity of the tent of Wandu the Wondrous, wizard of the court, in the later part of the evening, and whereas those persons did attain entry to said tent, and did short sheet the wizard's bed, and do all manners of petty pranks, and did leave for the wizard a certain maid for an alleged date with said wizard. Sorry.
I'm gonna elbow Patty and be like, "Have you heard of a wizard named Sed?"
Whereas said wizard did return to said tent with yet another wench, whereupon both the first maid and the second wench did begin a loud commotion and disturbance of the likes of which has never before shaken this stately court, and did upset the wizard to no end. Therefore, be it decreed that said persons be appointed special force under our majesty to track the course of the raiders from the Desert of Desolation, where surely even the raiders could not survive, search out their hiding place and bring us back proof that they all found that hidden fortress in the desert. We further decree that they may retain all that they bring forth with them for their own use from the fabled land of treasure and death. Be it yet further decreed, if they prefer not this quest, they may choose death by hanging, fireball, death by polymorph, by flame, by lightning, and this goes on a
What
while.
about snoo?
That did not make the list.
Don't tell Talina.
So as the various manners of death are expelled, he rolls the scroll back up, kind of just tosses it back and says, "What this really means, you poor foreigners, is that you've been chosen to enter that cursed dead land south of here. It means it doesn't matter whether or not you were in that tent that night, because you're easy to get rid of without ruffling any feathers. And it also means that these here raiders have caused His Majesty a good deal of trouble with the barons. You're his proof that he's doing something about them." There's a general laughter of the people around the commander here. "We have left you with certain supplies and mounts, which you may choose," and he kind of waves his hand at a group of camels and horses. "There's no water within 2 weeks' ride of the mountains from this spot, and those hills," and he points back the way you're imagining the city is, "are filled with cutthroat barbarians that kill for the sheer joy of it. Without this armed escort," and he sweeps his hand across the 40-50 men with him, "it would be suicide to attempt to cross back over. Your only hope, for what it may be worth, will be to follow these tracks and hope they lead to water." And he points. Into the desert sun, you see a trail kind of snake its way over the barren desert. So you guys are all kind of fuddy-headed, like you've been drugged. None of you are quite yourselves. Spellcasters feel like you just can't get your concentration straight enough to even know if you still have your spells. You might have cast them all last night.
Okay. How about clerical abilities?
Same thing. If you want to do anything, but as he's saying, he's pointing out mounts, camels and horses. You can choose one or the other. And there's a big pile of items as well. It looks like tents and bedrolls. And you see some of your own gear in there as well. You see your weapons.
Okay.
All the stuff you just spent gold on, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, right. I accept, I say, because I want my stuff.
Okay.
I noticed my new mall over there.
I mean,
Yes.
I was hoping for a bit of a vacation. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but I just need to ask, and I point to his scroll of proclamations. Is that what the kids are calling doom scrolling these days? There was a lot of bad stuff in there.
He looks amongst his men. I don't have a child to know, but that's a good word for it. That's a good word for it.
So what happens if we say, I'm not saying we're saying no, but what would happen if some other group of foreigners so conscripted were to deign themselves so bold as to say no in this moment?
He goes back to the script and pulls out like the last 5 pages and says, and rereads, if you choose not to accept this, you may choose your form of death by fireball, lightning.
Right. You know what? I heard fireball and my mind went blank for some reason. But okay. Yeah. Hey, Fiber, do you think we have any choice in this situation?
Start putting on my gear. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's awful sweet of them that they want to protect the barbarians in the hills.
Plus, I want to meet this wizard named Sed. Somebody went through a lot of trouble to fuck with him.
I'm surprised Grown Wolf didn't just say, sounds like us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we need to go into the desert, hunt ourselves. Okay. I see you taking your gear, and I start putting my shit on too.
No, so it's they don't say that you guys are the raiders. This is basically a punishment for the wizard getting pissed off that somebody played a jape on him.
Yeah, I'm trying to insult them a bit, talking about how that they're protecting the raiders from us. They want us to go in there.
Yeah.
And it takes 40 of you to survive in the hills.
Yeah, that's fair.
Patty just
That's
picks
fine.
up
We'll
a
take care of your
small-
trash that you're incapable of taking care of.
Patty will smash barbarians. Patty is only barbarian that is cool.
Let's go, Patty. I throw some of Patty's gear toward.
As Patty's breaking out in a sweat already.
He's
not cool. So you're offered horses or camels.
Camels.
Yeah, I like that thing.
pull a Conan, deck one of the camels, and then
Mm-hmm.
Roll me percentile dice. not as a luck check, just percentile dice. They actually have stats on what camels do when you mistreat them.
Oh, that's great.
64%. So as you land your punch on the camel, it has it spits on you. Roll percentage dice again. Okay. Just missing your eyes. It kind of burns on your cheeks where it hit right before you club that camel.
yeah, I'll kind of smile at that, then like give it a good like rub on the ear. Like, yeah, I like this one.
This one's got spirit.
And,
we'll eat him last.
I lied. But
I'll approach a camel and try to make friends.
Okay. You got any kind of animal handling?
Not necessarily animal handling, no.
Okay, roll me percentile dice. Same thing. It's not a luck check. Just roll the dice.
Bam, 45.
All right, it's not bad. You find one that is docile enough. It doesn't try to kick you or spit on you.
I pat him, Nickel. I will name you Gretel.
All right. Grown Wolf, you got to pick out a steed.
yeah, so I'm going camel as well. And I hear what Patty says, and I'm gonna name you Hansel Off.
Did you pick up animal training?
No, I did not. I do not have animal training. So does this thing even look at me, Bert, when I do that?
Go ahead and roll a percentile dice.
Okay, I'm on it. RD 100.
Okay, now you're fine too.
Okay.
This one is fairly docile as well. And how about Talina?
First question.
Mm-hmm.
Rusty.
Rusty is nowhere to be seen.
Uh,
But
So
there is a pile of stuff that has been left here.
Okay.
You haven't gone through it yet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we all said we were gearing up, so I figured we were gearing up. Was it a bigger pile of stuff, and then there's
Yes.
Rusty?
Yeah, there's all of your stuff, and then there's a pile of stuff that's just left here for you for desert exploration.
Okay. I'll grab 2 camels since I'm an animal handler.
Yep. Okay.
Because we're gonna need a pack animal.
Yeah, they'll let you take it. Once you've chosen your animals, the troops basically just leave you there. So the pile of other stuff. There's enough water for 7 days for all of you and your mounts.
Okay.
3 large tent poles in the canvas tents. There's 1 writ of authority granting you permission to be in the desert. 10 bundles of firewood. 1 bundle provides a night's worth of fire. And as I said, it gets really cold at night. And then there's an old map that's just kind of wedged in here. It depicts a pyramid. Let's see if I can add that to the handout here.
I'm writing all this down in my sheet just so.
Okay, I started a little Google Doc too. I'll try to coincide in case either of us misses something.
We have 6 camels.
Yeah, 1 for each of you plus 1 more. So Richard will have 1 as well.
Okay.
All right, so that is the map that you were shown.
Okay. Is there any indication based on the Tutankhamun that we've learned and our like position in the sky, like can we get any sense of directionality to or from this location, from this drawing of this one pyramid?
There's actually not enough on that other than showing you the pyramid that you can get any fix as to where it is. And the writing on it is not the writing that you've seen in Bruxar. It is an ancient style of hieroglyph, not used anymore. It doesn't really look like it was part of the packing that was left here. More like someone had just slipped it in.
Okay.
Or maybe it was with the last party that used all of the stuff that's dumped here.
It's fair. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna definitely show that to everybody, and then with it, unless there are any objections, throw that with the usual scrolls, papers, rubbings, tokens, and shit that I carry.
There's also a couple of bags of silver, 2,000 silver.
Okay.
And then a couple of bags of food. One contains 1 week's standard rations. The other contains 2 weeks of preserved rations. So 3 weeks of food in total. One of them is fresher food that should be used first.
2 weeks. Plus the camels.
Plus the camels.
Sure.
Are we in Scrub Desert?
No, this is
Dune Desert.
This is Dune Desert. There's nothing as far as the eye can see.
Oof. Okay. So they didn't really seem to give us much to go on other than somewhere out here, which...
Well, no, they showed you there was a path. And they said that the nearest water you're going to be able to find following that path. It's also the direction where all the raiders seem to be raiding.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to use my tracking skill, which is equal to a ranger of equal level. So
look up in the air. Are there any like buzzards or anything like that circling high?
No, nothing directly above anyway. Nothing that you can see close by.
Lena, do you have a way to contact some birds or something to get us a higher elevation knowledge?
Let me say one other thing. So, Talina, you do find Rusty, who apparently there was some other stuff in here at the camping gear that Rusty has consumed because he's quite sated.
I'd figure as much, yeah. All right. Well, I'll go about using baskets or whatever I can to kind of, well, since she's a pack mule gal, try to get Rusty some kind of basket area that he can put on the camel.
So, 2 questions. My cat familiar, is it around?
Yeah.
Okay. And then bloodworm.
Bloodworm, no.
Okay.
So it's been months, like months and months since.
Yeah.
Bloodworm has reached its natural course of old age and has died.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'll have to find some other worm to relive my fantasies of God Emperor of Dune. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Perhaps he left its children in your bloodstream. Who knows?
Oh, that would be a nice bonus. I like that. Yeah. It's cool. Actually, subtract 1 from your AC. You now have a carapace. It's a whole thing.
What's everyone's max movement? Base. Whatever the base says under movement.
Let me check. No one else to look at that.
Because we might have a very easy time tracking.
Base is 12 for me.
Okay.
Same.
All right. So if I do 3/4 of 15, because these are probably obvious tracks because it's sand, right?
Yeah, this is a well-worn trail. It's easy to see.
Okay. So
For the
this
time
is
being.
like
Yeah.
So this is like 80% chance of me getting this trail.
Okay.
Well, right now you don't even have to roll. Everybody can see
Okay.
this trail right now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that the
and
black
then-
mark on the map?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, cool. And then even if I have to track, I think I can do it without slowing us down too much, because when I have to start tracking, like following a trail and that's not obvious, well, obvious for me, I guess, it's only 3/4 of my movement. So I would go down to like, I don't know, like 11, 12 base instead of 15. So
Okay.
we won't be hindered by tracking. Yeah, I'm just gonna start following the trail. I'll lead.
Okay. You doing any other preparations after you see what you have to work with? Again, you put your. Are people putting armor on that have armor? Because I cannot describe how hot it already is.
I just have a loincloth on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have
That
like
can control
whatever.
fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep like basically anything like knee down that can protect my legs while I'm on camel if need be.
Okay.
Upper body, unless there's some sort of like under harness for it, I won't be wearing any.
Okay.
Would you say the black like magic user compatible robes that I'm wearing are maybe a little too black at this moment? Like, what are you thinking with that? Like,
No,
with the heat?
actually, it's. I mean, they do attract heat, but it equalizes. So it's
Okay.
actually okay.
Okay. Then I probably have all my gear on because I basically just have a magical bracer that gets me most of my
Mm-hmm.
protection.
Okay. And how about Talina? I'm not sure what Talina wears.
Talina is leather.
Okay.
She has a leather, but she also has her geob thing. The local
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
and because it's leather armor, she can pretty much wear it underneath, I would think.
Well,
without-
it's a matter mostly of the heat.
yeah, but what I wanted to do was throw it over, throw the cloak stuff over it.
Okay. I mean, but it's still an extra layer that's going to make you sweat.
Yeah,
a
it's still
lot
gonna be
more.
hot.
It's still going to be very
Yeah.
hot.
I assume we have local garb clothing for
Yes.
cover.
Yes.
I do have I did learn Ice Storm. Maybe we just keep casting that.
Make a
like
winter
walk-
wonderland.
Yeah,
Hey, that makes water real easy, doesn't it?
yeah, exactly.
There's got a nice little rainstorm coming down on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to create water, so we're good there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
Nice.
The
I
biggest
have
thing that
create
you're
water and cloud burst.
the
Nice.
biggest problem that you're seeing is like as far as you can see into the horizon, there's nothing. Like it's just a featureless horizon. Luckily, they did leave you with tent poles and canvas, so I mean you can
Okay.
erect a shelter. But without that, it looks fairly grim as far as shelter goes.
Okay. Well, between us as we're walking or we get set up, Can we set up the poles in the canvas to basically make an awning above us as we travel and keep close together? That way to provide extra shade?
Hmm. Um,
Like a pole on each camel and we ride close
yeah,
together?
it's a matter of how well your camelmanship is in this case. So it would take at least three of you. You'd need at least three bases to hold up the canvas, right?
Mhm.
But if you want to do that, that's actually very smart. So who are the three riders that are going to be having the poles attached?
You three.
I'll take one. I
Okay,
can do one.
I say I don't have any proficiency,
all right.
so if somebody does,
So
otherwise I'll.
Talina has proficiency in animal handling. Yeah, correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you don't need to roll. You can uphold your part of this just fine.
Okay.
Those of you that don't, go ahead and make me a roll. It's either going to be a charisma check if you're basically just trying to get the animal to do what you want, or a wisdom check uh, to know the proper way to go about this.
And this is
Well,
a gentle
um,
reminder that we have 157 rerolls.
Use them all.
so Bert,
Just to get the camels to behave.
I have animal friendship,
Mm-hmm.
and they can speak with animals.
Mm-hmm. You want to cast them
Um,
now?
right now, I will. I don't. Let's see. No, I don't have the animal friendship right now, but I have speak with animals, so I can cast that.
Okay. Well, you might
That's
want
right
to wait
now.
to see how they do on the rolls first. Like if it looks like it's just not going to work, that would be a great thing to do. But
Or I don't
Okay.
know. Do we want to do it first so you can tell them what we're doing? Like, hey, this is extra shade for you too.
okay,
You don't have
yeah,
to walk in the sun.
up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I'd
give
like
us a
to.
bonus.
You know,
Okay.
because I know that I would think that she has her idea of what it is, and using her druidry and her animal husbandry, I think she can, you know, explain it correctly,
Okay.
use the right inflection and the right, So
Sure.
yeah, I'd like to do that.
And I believe animal friendship. Wait, are you speak with animals or animal
This
friendship?
is speak with animals.
Yeah, I don't think speak with animals means that they're necessarily disposed to you. Is that correct?
No.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
All right.
It
So
doesn't.
make a luck
But
check.
I'm hoping on the intelligence of the animals as well.
Yeah, make a luck check though. Let's just see if these camels are of a surly disposition or not.
What do you want me to
You
write?
said
Just a
Roll.
camel,
D100.
so they're already surly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean it's fine. They understand what you want. They it does slow down your progression a little bit because they've got to make sure that they keep everything just so, and they have to keep in step just so. But yeah, they're for it, which will save you from having to make any kind of rolls for this first part of this journey, as you are well covered now, going through this very, very hot, increasingly hot and dry desert. Um, where before you were just seeing this featureless plain, and by the way, just because it's so flat, the sand is all of a same color. You guys start to go a little almost like snowblind at the fact that you're getting all of this heat reflect or this light reflected back. But you think you see in the distance, maybe another hour ahead of you, that there is some kind of structure, something coming out of the desert floor ahead.
What time of day is it again?
This is like noon, high
Okay.
noon.
Okay.
This is for Friendin. I'm really sad that I picked a camel instead of a horse now because I could have named him No Name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. That's we'll get over that hump together somehow.
All right. So each one of the hexes basically takes you an hour to pass through on Camelback. And so what you're seeing, and I'm just going to use just some crude drawing tools here, so it looks like there's two shapes raising out of the desert floor, and the trail passes between them. And again, this is like an hour ahead that you can see this.
Okay.
What time of day are we now?
Noon.
Yeah, just past noon.
Are those shapes moving at
No,
all?
they are not.
Okay. Also, are we fully healed?
Yes.
I should have.
Also, after the first couple of hours, the fog kind of lifts in your head. You were definitely drugged by something.
Okay.
After a couple of hours, you feel better, more normal.
Trying to think. An hour ahead. I picked all my offensive stuff. I don't have any of my clairaudience or clairvoyancy things that'll help in this moment, huh? Okay, well, we do have one camel with an invisible rider at the very least, potentially in Tristan.
So you've been traveling again. So each hex, as you're going along that path, takes about an hour for you to pass through. So you're having time to discuss a few things. So each of you would have picked up a little something while you were spending all of your gold in town. Let's start with Jeff. Jeff, why don't you roll me a D10? Let me know what you get. I'm not looking at the screen to.
I'm trying to get down there. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. A 3.
3. Okay. So you have heard in town that in the desert, which most of the populace here doesn't go into, but that there are obelisks in the desert that speak of greatness, but they are evil places where death awaits. None have gone forth to study those ancient stones have ever returned. That's what you've heard. Groenwolf, only a D10.
Okay. 8.
Okay, so seeing that map of the pyramid, you recall a trader once telling you that far to the south, that there is a huge pyramid in the desert, and people know it's there, but they claim that it's theft-proof. No one's been able to breach the pyramid.
I'll explain to everybody that as the fog is lifted from this drug, I remembered the drawing a bit that something jarred loose.
Yeah,
so
north is up on the map, south is down, so you're going basically southeast now.
Okay. Does Talina share with the group what she remembers about the obelisks?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I compare it to the to the Stonehenge type of
Yeah.
things that we have in over in the West.
Yeah, so what you're seeing in the distance is one of the reasons why that thought comes back to
Or
you,
the east.
Talina. You think that those things coming out of the desert floor might be 2 huge stone plinths.
So, Talina, it occurs to me that if you're some bandits that want to hide from everybody, you might go to the one place that nobody goes. So if our
Right.
task is to kill these fools, then maybe they're there.
Worth the shot.
Fiber, only a D10.
Be a 7.
Okay. Carousing, drinking in the bars, talking about the kinds of wealth in the region. You remember a particular night where you were drinking with a group of mercenaries who told you that, well, there are many fabulous and lost treasures in the desert. None were more fabulous than the star gems. They are of great power and tremendous wealth. They seem to recall they were part of some kind of prophecy concerning the release of evil across the desert and the return of power and water to the land.
As we're traveling, I'll kind of reflecting on my carousing, and oh yeah, I heard this story. I wonder if that evil's us.
I mean, we've done some pretty bad stuff.
The water you're returning to the land, urine. It's urine.
Didn't say what the liquid's form would be.
Yeah.
No, and frankly, it's just our decomposing corpses turning to liquid eventually is probably what.
Yeah. Finally, Dion, what have you heard around town? Roll a d10 for me.
I got
I
a
don't know if it matters to you, Bert.
5.
Yeah.
You're on the edge to half your face to barely on the screen. I don't know if that matters to you.
I'm just trying to get
I
closer
didn't know if
to
you were
my
going for like
microphone.
that, the golden ratio of where you're placing.
Are you trying to say Bert's on edge tonight? I don't think we're that terrible.
You are. You are. Let's see.
I rolled a 5.
A 5. So you're telling tales in a bar one night, tales of your homeland, odd things that you've seen, and some of the locals tell you that their lands contain oddities as well. They tell you that beyond the hills, the world ends in a bottomless sky. There, death stalks in ships that sail the clouds and attempt to bring the souls they capture to their ancient city of damnation.
There's ships
In
on
the
the
clouds.
edge of the world, in the clouds that will take us to death.
Patty, did you get into some of the only mushrooms that might grow in this desert?
Mold. It's mold.
No.
I do like how basically everything we've learned is like this place is real bad. It's not good.
No, there are fabulous treasures out there. Just, death around them, death with them.
Fantastic.
It all comes with death.
I mean, one of the star gems.
So you guys are chatting about some of the rumors that you've heard, and you're getting closer now, close enough that you can see that rising up out of the dust, there are twin pillars of stone, kind of slanting at odd angles, not really towards each other, just kind of off to one side. The surface looks like it's pockmarked and sand worn by the blasting of sand over indescribable amounts of times. So you're close enough now that you can make out that all the sides of these stones have inscriptions upon them. Very faintly visible still, because the surface have been so just sand scoured. It looks like the path leads directly through.
Okay. I'm gonna put my cloak up that gives me some natural cover. Yeah, I think it says 95% for open fields. Would this count as that?
Yeah, because it kind of reflects the environment around you, so you just look like a patch of desert.
Okay.
Predator cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I love this thing. I'm gonna hop. How far away would you say we are now that we can make the inscriptions out ish?
You're probably not more than 100 feet out that you can see.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask everybody, like, do you think I should go give it a look? I'm probably the most stealthy at the moment.
We send Tristan ahead.
Yeah.
You have no
He
idea
agrees
if he comes
heartily.
back or not, because he's
That's
invisible.
right. I like wave my hand
Footprints
over
in the sand.
Oh,
Tristan
nice.
actually fell off his camel hours ago.
We wave our hand above his camel. It doesn't catch anything. There's just no. Oh no. Yeah. So depending on if we can meta game with Tristan's definitely here personage or not, I'd be willing to go look.
We'll say that Tristan's still a little out of it.
Okay,
Go ahead,
that's
Jeff.
fair.
One thing I think we should do is before we start committing ourselves to anything, those of us who are spellcasters, we might want to relearn,
Re-up what spells.
I never had the need to change the spells since we left the the Eastern lands.
You figure you've got about 3 hours before things start to cool off for night, and 4 hours until nightfall at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
you've been traveling for about 5 hours now. Yeah.
What do you say then, y'all? Do we set up camp?
Well, it's
You
only
said
midday.
it's-
Till we...
Yeah, it's only a couple more hours until it starts to get dark, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So that we can just go until it starts to get dark and then start setting up camp.
Now we've been in the desert long enough to know what the nights and stuff are like, correct?
Yes.
would we feel that we would be okay if we're out in the open, or should we use this since we've got some sort of structure to help protect ourselves?
It gets really cold is the big problem. That's one of the reasons you have the 10 bundles of firewood. And if you
Well, the
wanted
structure
to,
is what I'm scared of.
Mhm. And if you wanted to erect the tent to kind of capture some of that, your fuel would go further. But yeah, I mean, it's also assuming that you don't get a sandstorm, which is always a problem out here.
Okay. Hmm.
The day has so far been pretty much without much in the way of breeze. You haven't really seen anything on the horizon for a dust storm.
Okay,
We're
I'm good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're still on their tracks, right? Or did they disappear?
Well, it's not their track specifically. This is just like a well-worn path.
Okay.
It's been used so much that it actually is discolored, a bit of the underlying stone and rock.
Okay.
What does our more nature-oriented people think? Stay here or move?
My opinion is stay here and get ourselves prepared and then go into the evil area.
Okay.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like, even though it's maybe not the most efficient, is to set up camp right now, take an early rest, and then be more prepared for the next day.
Okay, so where do you want to
That
set up
and,
camp?
Without
I
getting
want to
any.
check out the pillars.
You want to check out the pillars, okay?
Yeah, while y'all are doing whatever, I'm gonna go check out the pillars to see if there's some sort of maybe secret door for an entrance. Maybe we can have a place to hide inside.
All right.
If you're gonna go, I'll put my cloak up to be 95%, and I'll go with you.
Okay.
I'll go with you.
So,
Nice.
start. Both of you make me percentage checks. This isn't luck.
Yeah.
Just roll me percentage, both of you.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
We're holding
now,
hands.
Now, again, roll me percentage checks. This is for a different thing. Okay. So you get up and the script on there is almost decipherable. It's pretty it's pretty worn, so you can't make it out very well. It isn't an older script, but it is something you've seen around town, so you can almost read it, but not quite. So you both failed the second roll. So you can't make out what it says, but there's definitely script written again and again and again in bands all the way from the bottom all the way up on these pillars. And yeah. So where are you? Kind of just standing right in front of them right now?
Yeah, I head to like the right one, and say I want to start kind of searching around it, just in maybe there's a secret entrance or something.
I'll check out the left while you do the right.
Okay, let me see. So you're both going to
We
go in
search the
opposite
same?
directions around? Is that what's going on?
Sounds like it.
All right, so both of you
Well,
guys
why don't we
make me
look check them
dexterity.
both out? Now, say, why don't we check one at a time each in case one of us misses something? Maybe the other will see it.
Okay,
Okay.
Both of you guys make me dexterity checks.
Ten out of 16.
Okay,
I got a 15.
so you both pass.
Yeah,
All right,
I
so
think
as you're going around the far edges of these stones, you didn't notice it. That was the first percentage check. But the sand here is slightly different, and you're like up to your knees in sinking sand, but you catch yourself before it becomes a problem. You're able to like just kind of throw yourselves back onto some more solid sand and pull yourselves out. But there's sink sand on either side of the rocks.
Okay.
turn back to the rest of the group. Be careful. Watch the sand you step on. Some of this is like quicksand back home.
You may want to tie yourself with a lead to a camel or something, like, or to each other in a camel, or to maybe Rusty in a camp. You get the idea. Okay, let me see if I have anything I can help with.
And after that, and him saying that, I'll walk back and grab a rope for us two to secure ourselves. Keep
Okay.
like 30 foot apart, though.
And you said us casters don't have anything prepared right now, right? Basically.
I'm going to say whatever was last on your sheet is what you have prepared. You would,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna cast strength on both Oak and I.
Okay. Sounds good.
Uh,
Yeah.
Is it still the same modifier, 6
Yeah,
plus 1, or is it
6
changed
plus
since you
1.
leveled?
6+1. I unfortunately didn't level magic user, just
Okay.
cleric. So RD6. All right, of course.
I got a 5.
I got a 2. I'm gonna re-roll that, Dion. 6.
All right. So yeah, you cast
Give me a
strength.
21.
Lasts for a few hours. Talina is setting up the camp with Patty, probably. Patty's strength would come in useful to. Are you going to set up the tents?
Yeah, I'm trained in survival
Okay.
of the elements and stuff, so I'm gonna set the tents up and brace them, and I also have some. Pretty sure I have. Yeah, I have some extra spikes, so I just like pin it down really good and
Mm-hmm.
make sure that it's like tight and taut and all that.
All right. Sounds good. So yeah, so you've got a nice pavilion style tent set up. It's big enough for all of you to get under there. It's got like a flue, so like you can put a campfire inside, and the smoke will be let out.
Yeah, I'll start making a fire because I can
Mhm.
do that too.
Yeah, it's already starting to get a little cold as the heat of the
Can we
day
not
starts
find
to
anything
fade.
at either rock?
You don't. Just this inscription written over and over. It's the same inscription, just written over and over on top of each other, going all the way up to the top of the rock.
Can we read it?
No,
You failed it,
can't.
yeah.
You failed the roll. Unless
Okay.
somebody wants to re-roll,
Did
you
you-
got plenty of re-rolls.
Did you get a rubbing?
I was gonna ask, is it something that is simple enough that I can just write it down, or do I need to be up close to it to rub?
No, you can write it down. A
Okay.
lot of it is just pockmarked and broken, but it's repeated so many times that you can find the broken symbols from one and find it somewhere else and kind of get the whole thing down.
Gotcha. Okay, so I do have a copy of it.
But it is not modern enough that you can quite make out what it says.
Okay. Hmm. Have either of us, like, in our checking, have either of us really touched it at this point?
I'm going to say probably yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah, it doesn't seem out of the ordinary. It's the rock that you've seen that a lot of the city walls are made out of, quarried probably from the same place, but a very long time ago.
Okay.
Talina, you and Patty have set up the tents. You've gotten the camels set away just as it's starting to get a little cooler. I mean, you're still a couple hours from it being nightfall at this point, but yeah, temperature's starting to change already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've written down what this thing says, repeated over and over and over. If you want to show it to anyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jeff, make me a percentage roll. Oh, okay. So Jeff can make it out, or Talina can make it out. So it's written in the same language that's being used now, but it's kind of like if you were to read Old English now, like you can kind of understand it.
Coffee.
Yeah. So that's kind of what this is. And it says, "The gates of Seul, Sule, curse ye who enter unbidden." And that's just repeated over and over and over on both of these stones.
Curse ye who enter what?
Just curse ye who enter unbidden.
Unbidden. Well, we were bidden to enter, so I
It's
think
like,
we're
I've got a
okay.
writ! I've got a writ!
Yeah, we got a writ.
Have you heard of doom scrolling? And so,
Oh God.
all right. Well, that's, much like everything else we've learned about this place, so welcoming, so kind, so wonderful. I don't know. I get the sense that if you're going to hide from people, you got to go places people don't want to go out here because it's so out in the open. I think we're on the right trail.
You're literally on the only trail that you've seen.
I
Right one.
emphasize the right trail.
All right. So you've got the pavilion tent set up. You've got a fire going inside to keep off the cold of the night. The camels are basically parked outside. They'll be fine overnight. Do you want to set watch? Is there anything else you want to do? So you're literally like a stone's throw from those two pillars.
Okay, before we go to bed for the night and reset all of our casting, I'm going to do a monster summoning 2 and see what I can get out of it.
Okay.
And that's up to 1d6 monsters, are d6.
Sandworm,
Four.
sandworm.
Yeah, I know. And it's 1d4 rounds. I'm not sure if that matters in this context. Just in case, 2 rounds, 4 monsters, and they're all in the kind of like giant toad, giant centipede size of things.
In this case, it's giant scorpions.
Nice.
Yes.
That is what's in the area. They come out. They kind of shift out of the sands around you, summoned by your spell.
With my newfound strength from the strength spell, I actually kind of like, hey, do you want to like tail wrestle? And I just totally fuck off with this time that I have. But I actually asked them to help set first watch, and I try to charm one of them.
Okay. Charming an insect. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and so I think
They
with
get a save, I think.
yeah, charm monster is save.
Saves.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Still fun to tail
Yeah, so
wrestle
you
them.
summon them. They'll hang around for the task, but once your spell is over, how long do you have them for?
I have them for 2 rounds plus 1 per level. So that is 17 rounds worth of time.
Yeah, a few
Will
hours.
they let you milk them? Seriously?
Yeah, if you want, you can get some scorpion venom if you want. You can have one hold still.
I will. Yeah, that, you know what, Talina, glad you're here because you know I love weird substances. So yes, I'll pass half of whatever I get to Tristan as well.
Yeah, so here's the thing with first edition Dungeons and Dragons and poison. Handling poison is dangerous unless you happen to be an assassin. So who's actually doing the milking?
It would be me. If I know it's dangerous for other people, I wouldn't make Tristan do it.
All right. So make me a dex check.
Okay.
8 nipples. Would you like to try to milk one?
Critical success. 16 on the nose is what I have.
You're fine. You're fine.
I was born to milk scorpions, Bert.
Do you have a like an apothecary kind of non-weapon proficiency?
I don't, and I probably should at this point. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Thank you for that, Jeff. I'll do that the next level up. That makes sense. I was lax in not having religion, so I had to go for that this one.
Yeah.
You've been collecting enough monster parts that the apothecary thing is probably really is a good idea.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so you've got some scorpion venom. Got a good jug of it.
I wouldn't
these
mind
are
taking...
giant scorpions after all.
Yeah, I mean they're more rad than the band scorpion, which is hard to do. I wouldn't mind taking first watch with them while they're all awake and here, and I'm awake. I'll keep myself 95% cloaked and sit with them for first if that's okay with everybody.
Anyone else standing up?
It's for one of those situations where you said, if we only had some scorpion venom.
Yeah. I'm gonna take third watch.
Okay, so is anyone else going to be on watch with Drone Wolf right now? I mean, he's got his retinue with him, so maybe no one else needs to. Okay.
I think my turn.
All right, so first watch, basically a third of the night goes by. Everything's just fine. Who gets up for second?
I can go second.
Okay.
What do you want rolled? Or are you checking behind me?
No, just checking random.
Okay.
All right, and who's on last?
Me.
I'll do last two. Start breakfast.
Okay.
While you're starting breakfast, Patty sneaks his camel into the tent to sit by the fire with him. And he's just gonna cuddle with the camel. I thought it was cold. I felt bad for it.
You just don't realize what it is. You always wanted to have an alpaca farm.
Yeah, he thinks it's an alpaca with a little growth on its back. He's like, I love my little hunchback llama.
You heard Talina say it was a pack animal, and you thought it was an alpaca animal.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you're bonding with your camo. Otherwise, everything else through the night was fine. You weren't really disturbed by anything. Perhaps it's because of the scent of scorpion that
Mm,
pervades your camp. Maybe, who knows? But
maybe the scorpions were gonna attack us until you summoned them.
they did come awfully quick. All right.
I'm
So the
putting.
next morning,
Mhm.
so the trail does come through. Like I said, the two stones and it continues off. So if you continue to follow,
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. So
I'll scout out ahead because I go slightly faster than the group, even
okay.
when tracking.
Well, you only go as fast as the camel unless you're on foot.
Oh, that's fair. I'll go as fast as the camel
All
allows
right.
me.
So ahead, you see that this trail for the first time branches off.
Mm.
So that's what you kind of see in the distance. And again, you guys are going at a rate of about 1 hex an hour. Are you're doing the same thing with the tents this time around?
Yeah.
Okay, so unless you're casting the speak with animals again, though, I mean, there's camels are actually fairly intelligent beings, so they understand what you're doing again. So they kind of do the same thing today.
Because it helps them too.
It does, yep, it absolutely does. So at this point, you guys have used 2 days worth of your water and food.
Okay.
All right, because you would have had to take some water and food shortly before leaving off, because you'd gone all night without either, and then last night.
Worst case, everyone, we do monster summoning and we just slaughter whatever shows up after we tell it, hey, friend, look the other way briefly, stab, 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 and we cook it up.
Yeah.
Hours.
That's harsh.
That'd
Well,
be the
here's
one
the
where.
thing: is now
Good.
when the duration's over, do they disappear or?
Yeah. Well, they don't disappear; they just go away.
Okay, I was
But
just
they
curious
do
if
go
they
away
disappeared. Like,
friendly
what would it be after we ate them? Would like we all of a sudden be hungry again? Because
because they're gone. They disappear from your bowels. So, Patty, you're scouting ahead. So you see the split in the trail, but you also see kind of like where the trail splits. There's something stuck in the sand or coming out of the sand. It might be another one of the obelisks. You're not sure unless you want to get closer.
Yeah, I'll get closer.
Okay. It is another one of these stones, but this one is not upright anymore. It's been knocked over and it's kind of pointing in that direction. This direction.
This direction?
Yes.
All right. So it fell and is pointing this way. I'm gonna check the tracks in both directions and see if I can like how many pairs of tracks or
Yeah, so
like.
far, you've been following a well worn trail, but you haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen any new or old, really, tracks on it. Just like tracks that have gone back and forth so many times that have worn this path. That's what you've seen.
Mm,
You haven't seen anything new so far. Um, give me a
okay.
give me a percentage roll.
Uh,
Not high or low, just roll percentage.
about 46.
Okay. There is more writing on this obelisk that's been knocked over. They showed you a picture of the icons on the last one. These don't match, and there's more of them. So, like, there's more words on these.
I'm gonna call over Grown Wolf and wait for them to catch up. And so both of these trails dissecting off, neither of these new paths look fresh. They
Neither of them
both
look
look very
fresh.
worn.
Yeah. Actually,
Okay.
go ahead and make me a roll.
Okay,
I
what am
believe
I
it's just a
rolling?
percentage for your tracking.
Yeah, and that's gonna be I'd say, well, it's 80% before time is taken into consideration. So every 12 hours elapsed since the trail was made is minus 5%
Mm-hmm.
for every 12
Yeah.
hours.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so that I'd say maybe like it's been a day, so 70% chance.
Well, you don't know how long it's been. They were just
Okay.
generically saying that the
Okay.
raiders come from this area.
All right, well, here's the percentile.
Mm-hmm.
76. I'm gonna choose to re-roll that. You know what? I'm gonna choose to auto succeed that actually.
Okay.
I want to eat the 4 and just auto succeed so I know what I'm looking at here.
Okay. There is a trail, a fresher trail off to the east.
I point to the east. I go, the obelisk is pointing this way, and the trail is fresher
The other way.
or fresh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Towards the
east?
Yeah.
Oh, that way. Okay, so it's pointing to the west. Yeah, I got my directions messed up.
Okay.
Pointing to the west, and the trail goes to the east.
My other left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But trust me, this is definitely a trail.
Yeah. So we're following the most recent one though, right? They said they
Yeah.
just went through here.
No, okay.
So-
Again, they didn't say anyone just went through, just that they have the habit of coming from the south. So the cities to the north, they have a habit of coming out of the south and then retreating to the south.
All right. So
Well, you know what? In all of my learned magic user studies, I have read Unearthed Arcana, and I know how powerful barbarians are. And so I'm going to say that you detecting the fresher trail is probably where we want to go.
that's fair.
It's been too long since I've memorized first edition spell list. Is there a? Are we level enough for anybody to have find the path or anything like that to try to help?
I have a reverse on that. I can do pyrotechnics. Seriously,
Yeah.
you shoot it up, they'll find you. If that's what we're looking for, are we looking for an encounter?
I mean, in a sense, the problem is we could just attract any brigand or monster or fiend and not necessarily our quarry, but I mean, it's a chance, I guess.
Yeah.
We also have to keep lookout for a place to rest too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I say we continue down the fresher trail. I mean, we're the longer we're out here, the worse we're off. So
So you're all joining Patty then. So guys, give me a percentage roll now that you're down here, where it forks off.
I also point out the writing to
Yeah,
Grimwolf.
that's what I'm having them check for.
Okay. Okay. I can't read. Well, I
That'd be a
can.
9.
but-
Oh wow.
81.
Okay, Thyber can make this out. Here lies the road of kings to the garden city of Pazar, whilst there lies the road to Turbakar, keeper of the pyramid. But the thing's broken off, so you're not exactly sure which direction it's telling you to go. It also now makes more sense as to why this trail is here. At some point in the distant past, these were roads.
Okay. Well, it sounds like somebody up ahead is having a pizza party.
Does anybody have engineering or masonry or anything like that?
I have something.
Don't elves kind of with the whole detecting?
No, that's dwarves do with stonework, elves don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anybody can make me an intelligence roll to try and figure out how this thing was aligned.
Yeah, because I was looking at the base, I'm thinking, okay, I'd like to do an intelligence roll.
Yeah. The problem is that the base part where it broke off is under the sand. You'll have to dig for that, but you can also figure it by like where the wind is shearing it the most, where the most sand blasting has occurred.
Oh.
Also,
So-
couldn't we just look at how it's facing because it was facing a crossroad?
Not
or-
really, because of the way
Oh.
it fell.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I would help Talina with that, or try myself as well.
Yeah.
It seems like something I
Yeah,
do.
anybody-
Right, because I
Patty,
only have a
Is it
10.
small enough for me and Patty to try to pick up and hold?
It's probably hundreds of pounds, and the strength spell wore off because you slept. So I mean,
Um,
yeah,
between
between
the two of
all
us,
of you, you probably could lift it. Sure.
Okay. Well, I got a 14 out of 16 on my check.
Okay. So you think that the way that it's aligned would mean that the western trail goes to Pazar,
Okay.
Hazar was what again?
to the west, so away from the trail that you found.
But
Which
what
is-
was
it's-
Hazar?
It's the trail which leads to potentially, like, context clue wise, probably that Doom Temple that we have,
Okay,
so the Doom
okay.
Pyramid.
I wasn't sure what Pazar was.
By the context
Okay.
of what was written on the pyramid, I mean, it's just telling you that there was a village or a town or a city
Okay.
called Pazar
Uh-huh.
in that direction.
Oh,
How
okay. Okay.
bizarre.
All right, so a town.
A bizarre
possibly
turn of
that
events.
way.
Yeah.
How bizarre that is.
It's a
And
road of
the-
kings to the garden city of Pizar. So I mean, like, it sounds
Okay.
like the historical society's way of telling you there's this beautiful garden city over here.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
But
there's a
that's
city,
that's
maybe.
the non-fresh trail then, right?
That's the
Okay.
non-fresh trail.
Yeah.
Then that's where we need to go, right?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, if there are some ruins, it might be good sleeping. And if we don't find them there, we can always double back.
Or maybe there's some treasure there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
which
we're
frankly
running-
I'm all about.
We've gone through a good amount of water already. Do we want to risk going through more just double backing, or do we want to follow these fresh tracks and maybe steal those people's water?
Well, I
I
think
have
Lena
to
can make
create
water.
waters.
Tilina can make
Oh,
water.
right. Duh. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we get super desperate on food, we might be able to do monster summoning and fight whatever comes out.
Yeah.
I hate eating goblin, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
the
down.
other-
Soccer
like-
hooligan goblin to be.
Soccer.
So
The other green meat.
yeah.
I'm down to check that way then. If we want to see if there's still a city there, or they mentioned ruins that they were camping out in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going off the trope of like, well, if this way looks like the obvious path, we need to go the opposite.
That's fair too. And frankly, soccer hooligan goblins, I mean, they only use their feet anyway. What they're not going to miss their arms if we're super hungry.
All right. So you want to travel on?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
So another 4 hours. So you're getting later into the day as you're coming down this way. I do, even though you guys have got the canopy over your heads and everything, this is 2 days of hard travel under the heat. Those of you that are wearing armor, make me a con roll. If you're just wearing it from the knees down, Oak, don't worry about it. But if you're actually
Yeah, that's all
wearing
I'm doing.
armor, so I think just Talina in her leather, make me a con
Because
roll.
I'm looking at that. If we got attacked and we're on camelback, I'd at least have the lower half of my body protected.
Yeah.
I do
And
like
also-
that we're like flanked by hunky boys right now. Like we got like Patty and Oak, like just loincloths and shoes basically going. I appreciate
They're getting
that.
sun bronze since they've been here.
Sun prawn.
Question for you: if it's a magical armor, is it half the weight?
The weight has nothing to do with it. It's just the
Okay.
trapping of heat.
Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean you're sweating. You're losing a little bit more water, but you're fine. It's nothing too onerous. Okay, so you guys continue on until you see again. It's just a featureless expanse of desert, except for this old road that you guys on. And now you're able to see. Now that you're on a path that's got more of it exposed. It is a built road. Like someone had made a rock path road here long ago, mostly taken up by the desert sands, but still here, still present. But ahead of you, maybe half hour in the distance, you see there's a statue that's thrusting up out of the dunes.
Resting statues. I like them.
Yeah, and it must be huge to be able to see what looks like just an arm from this distance.
Evelyn.
Head for it.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're this number of hours later, you're getting close again as the sun starts to fade and the heat of the day is replaced with cold again. You're maybe at this point a couple hours off from full dark, just to let you know where you are there. But the upper half of a statue thrusts out of this dune. There's a face that's pockmarked and scarred and ravaged by time and sand. But it's under its arm, it's holding a tablet. So like this is almost like a Statue of Liberty thing where it's holding one thing in one hand, it's got like a tablet under another. And the tablet is got script on it.
Does it match the script that we've been seeing?
You want to try and read it?
I
Yeah.
can't read.
We're gonna have to
Uh,
climb it to get to it, or
No,
is it where
no.
we can walk?
It's the book is about head level, the
Okay.
arm above that, and the rest of it kind of going down below. So who's gonna stand here and trying to read it?
I'll do it since I'm probably slightly more or slightly less visible than anybody else in case bad shit comes our way.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a percentage roll.
Okay. 41.
Okay. So you sit there contemplating. You're not able to quite make it out. You're starting to write some of it down. Anyone else want to take a look?
Yeah, I'll stare at it.
You're going to step over and stare at it. Okay, go ahead and make me a percentage roll. Are you really
Oh,
illiterate?
percentage.
Yeah.
I got a 5. I had learned basic literacy.
Okay,
before.
then yeah, no, then you would know common as well. You actually you can make it out. So it says, "My name is Manizomus. Look upon the ruins of the great city that surrounds you in despair. Here great magic once was. Now you see only the mighty ruins of men's work." And as you're reading this off, and Grown Wolf kind of turns to you like, "What?" Grown Wolf, the ground beneath you just makes way, and you fall, you plummet.
Okay.
Bye.
I cast fireball below me. No. The heat draft will shoot me. No.
How does this open up? Is it just like a sand pool that opens up and sucks him down?
No,
or-
so it looks like you're standing on a domed top of a building, and it just gave way beneath Grown Wolf. Grown Wolf, you fall 30 feet, take a d6 point of damage.
Okay.
Damn it. I was before you went, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tie a rope to him just in case there's quicksand again, and I didn't say it.
So you have a fairly soft landing, but then you hit a sandbar, then you slide 70 further feet down. So you're like, yeah, as you go sliding
Hey,
away
everyone.
into the dark.
Yeah, not that bad down. Oh no.
All right, so Patty, you see this. He's got a short drop, and you might even laugh a little bit, but then you see him like zoom down this slanting sand dune as he's just quickly just jettisoned out of the way.
Looks fun, Patty.
I take out one of my ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 50-foot. What kind of rope is it? I think it's hemp. Where is my inventory? There it is. It's 80 feet of hemp rope. Ooh. Okay.
We
I think I
smoked
tied
30
two-
of it the other night.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
what are
we
you, what are you
what?
doing?
I said we smoked 30 of it.
Yeah.
last
That was the night of the wizard's short
Yeah.
shooting and
Funny, I don't remember having this much less rope. No, all right, so 80-foot rope. I'm gonna tie it around the statue. And I'm gonna just throw it down the hole.
yeah.
And I'm gonna climb my way down.
Okay, so you get a better look of things as the sun comes through this opening. So you drop, as I said, like 30 feet down, and you're looking up to this dome roof made of stone, and you're standing on a flagstone floor. You're just to the side of this just big dune of dirt that Grown Wolf hit and just continued to slide down. You can't see into the darkness where he's gone, but you probably hear his screams echoing as he continues to slide.
I'm gonna. Am I sliding too, or
No, you know, you
Okay.
since you had a controlled fall, you didn't hit
Okay.
the dune.
All right, I'm gonna just stay down there for other people to assist them and make sure they don't hit the dune. Hold on, Grown Wolf.
Okay.
All right, so what's everybody doing?
I'm going to
Sliding.
look for Charlton Heston. I'll
We
follow
have.
down.
I'm gonna hold up here to watch everything while they try to get him out unless it's a hey, we all need to come down thing. Make sure camels don't run off or we get ambushed.
I don't know. What do you say, Patty? Like you can't see Grown Wolf at all.
You want
Grown
me to go
Wolf's-
since I've got dark vision?
Grown Wolf's gone and I can't see.
I
Here,
never
let me go
learned
instead.
to-
Stay up here and watch things, and I'll search for him.
Will do.
I climb back up to be with Toledo.
I'll take a few moments to. I'll get down in there. I want to feel. Is it cooler in there? Is it super hot? Still
It's
down
much
inside
cooler,
there?
actually.
I'm gonna put my armor on, down there, just in case there's trouble.
Yeah, so you drop the 30 feet. You start putting on your armor. Patty's down here with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
said
think Patty was
I
going
said I
back up.
scaled back up to be with Talina
Okay,
just in
that's
case.
fine.
I came up before he came down.
And once I get that set, then I'll try to start lowering myself down to the way Grown Wolf did.
Yeah. All right, so what you see, I'm not going to use Fog of War or anything. I'm just going to drop it on here. So you're coming in right where it says top part of like G1. So Grown Wolf hit this dune and just slid down. So you coming down more controlled don't hit it all the way. And so going off into the darkness, you can kind of make out this domed chamber above you and something, a stone floor beneath you.
I'm going to
Yeah, so Grown
Well,
Wolf, you can see in the dark. So when you
Yeah.
land at the bottom, you land kind of roughly on some stone. Let me get to this encounter key. Give me a second here. I had to move my.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a rubble-strewn platform. There's leaning pillars supporting a crumbling roof above you. And above that is the desert floor. So hopefully that's not going to give way. There's
Right.
a bronze double door closed at the back end of the platform. So that's what that first set of doors is there.
Right. While I'm waiting for everybody, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and give a look around the room
Okay.
and do like the regular searching for secret doors and things with the 10-foot pole. Hopefully that's on me, and if
okay.
it's not, it's on
Roll
my
a
camel.
D6.
Okay.
As I start lowering down away from where the sunlight's streaming in, can I see him moving around anywhere?
Yes. Yeah. Once you get so that your dark vision is useful. Okay. So as you start moving around down there, Grown Wolf, you're not taken by surprise, but those huge scorpions that you saw earlier, they have kin as well in the fact of huge tarantulas, which there are 5 of them that seem to be heading through and around these pillars,
Okay.
kind of heading towards you. So you're not surprised. This is regular initiative. Oak, you can initiate as well, but you're a good distance away unless you choose to slide down that sand dune, in which case you'll
Do
get
I
down
see
there
them?
quickly. Yes, because they're heat sources. You see them.
Okay. I'm just going to yell at Patty, we have combat, and then I'm going to let go and slide down
Okay,
as
so
I
you
start
are
trying
going
to pull my
slide.
sword out. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do initiative first. So Grown Wolf, why don't you roll for a
Yeah.
d6? And
All right.
are you casting?
I am.
You were in the middle of casting Detect Magic, but we can say that you didn't finish, and you can choose something else.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I got a 1 for them.
1 for them, 2 for you. So they go first. They go on segment 1. So you're the only target that they have, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So here we go. They only have 1 attack, which is good. Okay, what is your AC currently?
2.
2. Okay. 2 of them are going to hit you then.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so this is the total damage between both of them, 8 points. But also
Okay.
make me a save versus poison.
Okay. All right, doing that.
You make
I
it.
save.
Okay. So you feel like your joints start to lock up and you feel yourself kind of slow down for a moment. Then you kind of shake it off.
I yell, poison, paralysis, potentially, that alliterated.
All right, so it is your turn now. You are Oak. You arrive sliding down through here, but make me a dex check to see if you can keep your footing and be able to attack this turn, or if you're going to end up having to take the turn just getting up.
Yeah, low success. That's out
Then
of
you're fine. Yeah,
15.
you hit the bottom, ready to go. So there's 2
I
of you
guess a
down
medium
here.
success.
What do you want to do? So he's
Uh,
surrounded by 5 just huge, gigantic tarantulas.
So I've got 2 targets that I can hit. Correct.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm going to attack 1 on 2 separate ones.
go ahead.
That's a
They're
critical.
AC 6, so
The nat 20.
Wow.
Are they considered large or are they still medium?
They're still medium.
Okay,
Yeah,
14.
14.
On that
Okay,
one.
so you kill one.
And the other one. An 18 will hit.
It hits,
Four.
but doesn't
Oh,
quite kill
8.
it. Right.
Damn, too bad it's not that large damage.
All right, Grown Wolf, what are you doing?
So
4
my
tarantulas now.
okay, and so my casting was interrupted, right, when I got hit.
Yes, you took damage, so yes, your spellcasting was
Okay, cool. They were kind of up here, so I'm going to try to book it in the opposite direction.
opposite direction. Okay. All right.
Get behind me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
At the top, what are you doing, Gian? You heard Thiber yell out that there was combat.
All right. Tell Talina, go down the rope first. I'll follow behind you. I have an idea. Don't go down the slide yet.
Okay. I'm gonna get. Well, while we were waiting there, I got Rusty out of the basket thing, and he's on the ground.
It's like a baby
But-
sling.
Yeah. No, but I've got a netting. I've got
Yeah.
a netting that I use for him. But I'll get him with me in the netting, and then we'll go down.
All right, so
Right?
you're gonna drop down on the rope.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. Did anybody leave their packs on their camel?
I'm sure everybody did.
Mine would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we haven't done that. We haven't done our dungeon gear yet. So our dungeon
The
gear.
only thing
is
I did
still
was
up
put on
there.
armor.
Yeah. All we do is armor up. I'm going down without even my lantern.
I'm gonna. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm looking at all this, and I just grab our packs and I throw them down the hole.
Okay.
And then I take before I throw my pack down, I pull out a torch and the flint and steel, and I kind of just drop it straight down so it lands at the bottom of the rope.
Okay.
And then I take one of the tarps for the tent, and I kind of like wrap it around myself and climb down the rope real quick. And I kiss my camel goodbye first.
Yeah, your
and
camel
then
comes over to the
yeah.
hole following you.
Yeah. You stay here, Gretel. And I go down. I have this canvas, and I lay it down at the very edge of the slide. And I just be like, all right, Talina, light that torch. I throw the packs down the slide at where I thought Grown Wolf went.
Yeah,
Because I remember
this is
hearing
going to take
scream.
multiple actions
Yeah,
to do all of this.
yeah. I'm just
Like,
this
that's
is
a
what
whole
I'm
lot in
doing for
6
the next
seconds.
like 2 turns,
Yeah.
3 turns. I'm doing this stuff just so I get it out of the way now. I want to make sure I don't forget.
We
'cause my
need
memory-
go bags.
Yeah. So just throw in the packs, and then probably in like 2 turns we'll sled down on the canvas.
All right. Oak, why don't you roll a d6 for your side this time? And are you casting, or is anyone casting?
Yeah, I'm casting.
That would be a D8. Like, how did I get
I was
8 on
gonna
a
say,
6?
what? Okay, so they go first again. So this time they're going to break up. There's going to be 2 on Oak, and there's going to be 2 going after a Grown Wolf. Oak, what's your current AC? Never mind.
0.
Those were horrible rolls. Grown Wolf, what's your AC?
2.
They both miss as well, but they are coming after you. So you've got 2 following you around those pillars, and 2 have squared off with Oak. I'm going to say at this point, Patty, you will have gotten your prefab sled set up. You've thrown your packs on it, and you're getting ready to board it. Talina, are you waiting, or do you just want to go ahead and jump on that sand and slide down yourself?
I'm taking care of what's his name? I'm getting Rusty out of the
Okay,
thing.
out of the harness.
Yeah.
I just imagine you've got your rust monster in like a baby carrier and is poking up around to see what's going on.
Yeah, before you get a good look at it as he's walking, it looks like that Talina's got 2 antennas
Yeah.
sticking out of his head.
Exactly. All right, so then both of you are delaying as you're getting stuff ready up there. So go ahead and let's start with Oak. You've got two facing off against you. You can see in their fangs, they've got this glistening saliva dropping off, and you can see it sizzle as it hits the sand beneath it.
Nice. One. I have one for each of you.
One for each. All right. That one will kill the one that you've already wounded.
I would say I was going for that one first.
Whack.
Okay,
Damn
that
it.
hits the other one but does not kill it.
All right.
Grunwolf, what are you doing?
Magic missile.
Sounds like a good plan. Go ahead. You gonna spread them out between them, or just put them
So
all on one?
two at the one that Oak has just injured, and then spread out the rest, one each for whatever's left.
Sure.
I think I get oh god, I'm 8th level now. How many do I fucking get? It's been a while. I haven't prepared this in a
1,
while.
3, 5, 7. You have 4. You'll get another one at 9.
Okay. All right. So RD4.
And we'll just take them in order for like where you said they're going.
Okay.
You probably only need to hit mine once, but I don't know.
All right. So that's a +1 to each of those.
Okay,
Did you say
so
it was...
that 5
Yeah.
going towards the one on Oak was enough to kill Oaks, and then
Okay.
you said even up between the rest of yours. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So 2, 2, 3, 3,
It's 14 total for the rest.
3, 5, 6. Okay,
That's
so
7 for
you
each.
damage them, but you don't kill the other 2 that are on you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now you guys can slide down if you want.
Yeah. Do we light that torch first? So we have
yeah,
light.
that's fine. Both of you make me dex rolls to see how well you
Yeah.
land at the other end.
That is that a crit? No.
I'm good.
No, it's a high success.
All right, so you both land just fine. You have your feet under you, so you can actually enter combat if you want this round. There are
Oh,
2 of them
yeah.
left that are going after Groanwolf.
Can I see them?
Yes, because
Okay.
you lit a torch. Of course, you're using one hand to hold that torch right
Perfect.
now.
Yeah, so with my other hand, I have my my maul of accuracy +2. And you just hear Patty war cry down the slide. I'm coming, Stinky. That's Groanwolf. And he just like we hit the level off of the ground, and I just like vault myself into the air and just throw the maul straight diagonally down into the tarantula. It's just about
Nice.
to bite Brendan in probably a very personal area.
So we have the maul as a missile weapon. So go ahead and make me a missile attack roll. You get the bonus from the maul's
Yeah.
accuracy.
So
That's
let's
a
see.
dex check.
So it's a magic bonus +2. It's a +3 bonus to hit when thrown, and I get a 2-hit bonus of 3 with a missile.
Yeah.
So okay, so this is a roll, and then I just put a 3 in here to plus it, right?
That's fine.
Bop, damage modifier, no. Bop.
Oh,
25 with 8
points of damage. Okay, so Grumwolf already has injured both of them, so that's enough to finish it off. So your maul just splats it against the stone floor. Talina, was that a dagger throw that you did, or a spear thrust?
No, I haven't. I didn't do anything.
Oh, that 4 was your dex check. Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're down here. There's one of these tarantulas remaining.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to try a animal friendship spell.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get over here to 1.
You're gonna start
Actually,
milking-
technically, you cannot because you moved this round. You can't
well,
cast
then
and move. On the
I
same-
will. I will
yeah.
prepare to cast. If I said, if it's not in danger, then leave it alone. But if you got to kill it, kill it. But if it's out, it's okay.
They're definitely aggressive. I mean, all but one has been killed, but it's still in the fight. It's not
Yeah.
showing any means of backing off. So these are aggressive predators.
Gotcha.
Give me just 1 second, guys. Hold on.
I'm gonna go grab a drink then real quick.
I'm gonna go pee.
I'm gonna go do something too.
I'm gonna go do something too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jeff, like, why we're the only two?
When the doggo scratches at the door, it usually means he's got to use the restroom. So,
Oh yeah, earlier today, my dog was like wanting to go outside, and I let it out one extra time, like right after it had just gone out, and I immediately realized it was going outside solely to dig tunnels through the snow, and like bury itself up to the butt, so it was just like a tail and a butt sticking out. And I'm like, you're not doing any business out here. Get back inside. And then though, after I ignored its plaintive cries, like another 15 minutes later, it turned out no, it that time it actually did need to do something. I was like, you cried wolf. You cried wolf, and now I have a mess to clean up. This is thanks. Thought I figured you out. That's okay. It gave me a chance to get some water, so that was good.
Got me a chance to remove some water and also get ibuprofen. Also, I am very pleased to announce publicly on stream that I got my roommate to eat mushrooms and he liked them.
it's always great when that happens, isn't it? Get
Yeah.
someone to eat something that they've never liked before and they end up liking. That's
He's
always an awesome thing.
He's a very picky eater, and I like to cook, so I like to be like, eat it.
All right, everybody's back. So there is one of these creatures left, and let's see. Did you guys win initiative? Or it did, so it's a new round. Let's go ahead and have. Well, why don't you roll the initiative, Dion, and we'll
Oh
give a moment for
boy.
everybody to get back.
2.
You going to cast, Brendan?
Actually, I think I'm just gonna whack or crossbow, depending on if Patty's in the line of fire by the time I do it.
Well, I think Jeff said he wanted to try and charm it out loud.
Oh,
and then so he's probably gonna cast.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna backpedal then. I'm just
So-
gonna get out of the way.
Yeah, it goes first, but it's got a plethora of people to attack now. I'm just going to roll. It's going to go after Oak. Since Oak isn't here to defend himself.
If he can't make the saving throw, he fails.
Oh, it misses. All right,
Damn it.
it's your turn, and Jeff, your spells would go first. So if you wanted to cast Friendship on this tarantula, it's still alive.
Yep. I'm just trying to get over to first level.
I think it's a save that it gets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know for sure.
It's going to fail the save. So
Oh, it helped. It didn't help because I was on Unearthed Arcana instead of being on the right damn book. My fault, guys. Sorry.
No, you're
It's all
good.
good.
Hey. Okay, so it's like when you do a druid spell, it says go see cleric spell. I'm like,
yes, I hated that. I absolutely hated
Yeah.
that.
Sorry about that. Went to get a drink and then puppy had to go outside.
Yep, same here. So the tarantula ended up attacking you, but it missed completely. And Talina was first up with a magic spell, so she has cast Friendship on it.
Yep.
So are you
And
there?
Here we go. Animal friendship. By means of the spell, the druid is able to show any animal, which is at least animal intelligence, that the druid is disposed to be a friend. If the animal does not make its saving throw versus magic immediately, when the spell is begun, it will stand quietly while the druid finishes the spell. Thereafter, it will follow the druid about, and he or she can teach it 3 specific tricks or tasks. It's a permanent spell.
Yeah.
Teach it how to milk itself.
Yep. So you've got a huge tarantula that is actually well damaged, by the way. It's bleeding ichor all over the place.
I'm gonna cure light wounds on it.
I can make it stop hurting.
Abruptly.
I put my hand on Oak's shoulder. We're not hungry yet.
Delita, do you wanna roll the D8 for that cure? Or do you want me to
Tarantula's
do it
good
for you?
eating. Giant tarantula even better.
It's like crab. It's
Dip it in
delicious.
chocolate.
All right.
Chocolate.
And then I will cast, since we're doing this, I'm going to cast, excuse me, I'm going to cast Speak with Animal.
Okay.
Okay. To allow me to speak with it. Enables the cleric to converse very rudimentary terms, all sorts of living vegetables. Oh, that's speak with plants. Okay. Living vegetable. Who uses that? I've never used speak with plants.
You know,
But
if you're
anyway.
playing Mutant Crawl Classics, it would have been like really helpful.
So you cast speak with animals on it?
Speak with animal, yeah.
All right.
That's 2 of my spells.
It's like, well, I sure am glad you all came down here. Got to clutch your eggs and eat some food, you know? Hey, you're all right, but how about your friends? How many of them can we eat?
Let's see. The cleric is able to ask questions, receive answers, and generally be on amicable terms with the animal.
Yeah, the cleric.
Yeah.
Hey, I cured light wounds. I hope that gets me some cred with the tarantula.
My babies will eat you last.
Perfect.
So is this a female? Is this
This is a
male?
female.
What is it?
This is the female.
It's a female. Okay.
Yeah, but you can ask it questions. That's
Yeah. And how long have you been here? Have you been here long?
Yeah, they make their home here. It's basically just the chamber and the wings to the north and south. They can't go through that door, set of double bronze doors. But it's
the
nice
feeding
and cool down here. So
And is the feeding good?
no, the feeding's awful.
Oh.
It's mostly scorpions.
Oh.
Occasionally they get a horse or a camel.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can help you with that. If we can
Hey,
fix that for you.
Took an extra camel. I'm
How
sure
about-
George won't like that idea, but
Have you
George the
seen
camel.
any other 2 legs?
Oh yeah. They're horrible eating, but the horses and camels are great.
Mm. Have you seen any 2 legs recently?
4 moonrises ago. They go out at night. It's cooler.
Do they come here, or are they lost?
Oh no, they're lost, just riding aimlessly around. Usually mostly dead already.
And what of the dead? Have you seen anything that is dead?
Well, after we make them dead, sure, but then we eat them, so we don't see them for long.
How about the bad tasting ones?
But we eat them too. I mean, it's still food.
Just anything. Okay. All right. Well, what is your name?
It makes a whole bunch of sibilant S's and
That Patty can mimic perfectly.
exactly.
Well, in my land, that is known as Mimi.
Mimi.
So
It's not quite large enough for. Well, actually, Talina might actually be able to ride it. Any of you larger brutes would not be able to.
It's amazing.
So I want you to come with us, Mimi, and please do not hurt my friends. They are not food.
Oh,
And neither
then
is this one.
then can we take the rest of my tribe here? I mean, they're food.
It pans to me already, like turning them into steaks.
Baby's got to eat.
Yeah.
Cannibalism or not, baby's got to eat.
Of course, of course. Help
I,
yourself.
as I'm like busting up the chitinous armor of these tarantulas to get to the meat inside.
Mhm.
I turned to Lena because I heard her say not to eat our friends. Tell Mimi, is it that if she sticks with us, we'll probably kill other things for her to eat. So maybe we produce more food than we'd be worth eating over.
Yes, we are hunters, Mimi. We are hunters in our own right.
Yep. So you'll get hurt from her that no, this is not used as an outpost. Very rarely do humans come this way, and when they do, they're usually lost and half dead. They do get stray horses and camels that come out this way a lot, though, that have
Hey,
broken
Talina,
away from herds.
ask her if she ever hears anything on the other side of those doors.
What's on the other side of that?
Yeah, never been over or never been through it.
Uh,
Yep.
It's never been opened.
No hands.
Oh, I can fix that.
Are there
Patty-
any other? Go ahead.
I was gonna say Patty meanwhile has gathered up the packs that he like threw
Yeah.
down and just gives them to everybody, and he's going up to the door and looking it over now and like not opening it yet, but he's staring at it like
Wait.
he's eager.
So
I
what you
cast
see,
strength.
I mean, it's two bronze or brass double doors. They're smooth, no writing on them. There's no handles either, though.
Okay.
And you ask your friend if there are other. They have to have another exit to get out because we broke through the top.
Mm.
And if there are any other rooms that they know of.
No other rooms. They have burrows that they burrow out to the desert above.
Okay. I'm gonna cast strength on my 3 compatriots since it looks like
So-
Patty's eyeing up the door.
This is their larder, is this wing over here to the top, and then their eggs are over here. So excess meat they'll put in the larder because it is much cooler down here. Again, it's much cooler down here, and it
Okay.
seems the temperature stays about constant. But yeah, we're at time, so we will leave it there in front of these bronze doors. And unlike the Temple of Elemental Evil, this little dungeon like you see here, the module is just rife with these little small kind of, this is not a mega dungeon tramp through this time. It's a lot of puzzles and smaller encounter-sized areas, nice bite-sized chunks. That's one of the reasons I like this one.
I like it. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is fun.
But let's go ahead and we didn't do our beginning, so. Dion, who are you playing, and what anything you want to plug here?
Well, good evening. I'm Dion, also known as Substances Used on Twitch TV. Tonight I was playing Patty Arquette, the level 5 still human barbarian. And when I'm not playing TTRPGs with all my super cool, awesome friends like you guys, you can find me on my channel playing retro JRPG games. We're going through Star Ocean till the end of time. We're getting through it slowly but surely. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. I've had really bad sleep schedule.
Yep, in fact. Oak, what do you got going on?
Hey, it's Oak. I was playing Fibor tonight, level 8 half-orc fighter. And other than playing with these fine folks on Tuesdays, you can catch me Friday and Saturday nights at midnight playing some Homebrew 5e. And hopefully tomorrow or Thursday it will be a floating kind of game starting some Deadlands.
Oh, man. I wish. I wish. I love me some Deadlands. Friendin, what do you got going on?
So I'm streaming a little bit less. I've had some stuff going on meat space wise, but you can catch me streaming tabletop RPG art making on my channel, and here as a Grown Wolf, a level 8 magic user, newly level 4 cleric, and level 420 monster charmer. So
Yes, and the menagerie continues as we get a tarantula, this time by Jeff.
yeah.
Jeff, here is the link to drive-through for Dicey Tales Productions. And who were you playing tonight?
Playing Talina, who is discovering her druidic side now after leaving it for so long and being just a simple warrior. But she's a warrior druid, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Cool. Yeah, so Dicey Tales Productions is Jeff on drive-through, and Jeff is going to have a Kickstarter soon for a what is the system called again?
Barbarians of
Oh
Lemuria,
yeah, Barbarians
the
of
Mythic
Lemuria.
Edition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
You know when it's going to go live?
As soon as we finish up the little commercial there, I posted some stuff on what is it, Meta? What do they call themselves? Meta now?
Hmm.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll have
Yeah,
to check it out.
posted a
Yeah.
couple of little tweak things, and but we're gonna we're working on it so we can get it on Lulu, we can get it on drive through, so we're not stuck in one place. Somebody was talking about Indiegogo. I don't know, but we'll see. But as it is right now, the Lulu looks pretty nice. It needs a few tweaks, but it's a pretty book.
Yep. Okay, guys. We will call it a night there then. Thanks for playing. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks Bert.
Yeah.
Thanks
Good
everybody.
night, everybody.
Thanks, man. Take care.